Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning is on organizations that work to help make a difference in the lives of people living in our community on a daily basis. My next guest is the CEO of the Social Development Commission that has for more than 50 years been assisting Milwaukee County residents in need. It's a pleasure to welcome George Hinton to Our Issues. How are you?
How you doing, Andrea?
It's good to see you.
Good
Always
to see you.
is. And George, Milwaukee ranks among the top 5 most impoverished big cities in America. And SDC targets its services to low-income individuals and families who reside here in Milwaukee County. Tell us a little bit more about what it is you do.
Well, I mean, we were commissioned in the early 60s, 64, 65 by the city, the leadership of the city and the county and the state to work on issues of poverty. We're also a community action agency, which is one of 18 in the state of Wisconsin and the largest in the state of Wisconsin, that is really charged with working with our community to try to help people who are classified in poverty in the lower incomes of our community, and to try to help them gain the resources to improve their status economically, and or to help them access resources that may not be available to them as a result of their economic situation. We're also a activist policy agency that looks for we look for structural or process issues that kind of impact people who live in poverty. As you know, in Milwaukee and across the country, we have what we have generational poverty.
Yes.
So for us, trying to eliminate,
break
that cycle is a huge goal that we have at SDC, and one that our board is very, very interested in trying to work with our community to resolve.
Yeah, and you guys actually have 2 locations in the city. So one is on North Avenue and the other on Teutonia. So both locations provide different services. Okay.
Well, they complement each other and they provide different services. We've just moved on 17th and North Avenue, and we were on Richards and Capitol. We thought it was important. We had an opportunity to move because we had lost a couple of our bigger programs, and we didn't need the space that we had at the other location. So we decided, well, where are we going to move? Where should we move? And we thought that the North Avenue site provided us a great opportunity to move to where the concentration of poverty was and is, and it gives us an opportunity for people to just walk in the door to get help. And that's what we really wanted to do, make the agency accessible to as many people as we could possibly make it accessible to. We're a Milwaukee County agency, so it kind of centralized between North and South and East and West. And so the North Avenue site does that. That's where we have our headquarters and most of our programs. And then we have another location on Teutonia, which is an opportunity for us to move seasonal services there, as well as our food preparation and training programs.
Okay, and speaking of your programs, you have a long list of great things that you offer to individuals, and you go from education down to actually job training. So I'll mention just a few that people can take advantage of, and they can always go to your website to get more details on what it is you do. But you've got your GED HSED program, and last year you guys graduated almost 150 people. That is considered a success.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
And then you've got your senior companions, where individuals actually volunteer to go in and help seniors who are at home and cannot go out and get maybe their shopping done or do their housekeeping. You provide that as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just like the tip of the iceberg though, right?
It's the tip of the iceberg. I mean, those are the type of services that we're very proud of. I personally love our high school equivalency program, or GED, and our 509 program, because that really shows the mission. I mean, to help people move, get something in hand that can help them move and to put on a resume to say, look, I have a high school diploma. I can now qualify for this job or this opportunity in college or high school or whatever, moving on with their education. And also the Senior Companions allows us to be able to reach into families and provide support that maybe helps them stay out of hospitals, you know, going back to hospitals, or just helping them have the companionship. It's seniors helping seniors, so it's really a really unique program where community is helping community.
And that's
we
what
just
it's all
support that.
about, right?
It is.
You've got your weatherization. So sometimes you have the older homes with the big windows, and I'm sure that makes for some high heating bills in the wintertime. So you have people that are able to go in and help people kind of winterize their homes,
Yes.
right?
In partnership with the Energy Assistance Program, we identify individuals and homes that need to be weatherized so that we can bring the cost of the yearly cost of energy down in those particular homes. So we'll go into a home, after a person qualifies, we go into a home, we assess the home, and then we do some weatherization type construction and make that home more cost effective in terms of its energy cost. We will also look at other opportunities with other funding we have to do other repairs as necessary to bring that home stock into a better state than it was prior to.
Good
We
stuff.
combined our dollars from the city to our neighborhood improvement, as well as working with weatherization. And if we see lead issues, we also work with the city to make sure that they are involved in the process as well to help us eliminate the lead.
All right, you've got your first-time juvenile offenders program, which needless to say, is very important. And you've got some new programs that are actually in place now. One called Absolute Advantage.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
Really exciting. One of the things we did when we did our strategic plan with our board was try to find where's the missing holes in our community to help people really achieve their goals. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I was hearing as we work with our weatherization partners who are out there building homes, or we talk to other construction type businesses, they're really looking for people to employ. Mm-hmm. And we talk a lot about soft skills, and it was really more than just soft skills. It was really some basic skills that allow people to come to work and be trainable to move on in whatever careers they decide to have. We see this in a lot of areas, healthcare, we see it in construction, we see it in other types of areas. So we're looking for opportunities to kind of fill that gap, give people the skills they need to put on your resume, make yourself qualified for the next opportunity. Our Absolute Advantage is a partnership with the American Business Construction Association to give people a national certification for core construction. So that really lets the person who is hiring them know that this person has been trained and has the competencies to move on. And so we're really excited about it. We've been working with other partners to not only create a class, but also start the process to get people certified, so that they can then be ready to go on to the next step. That next step could be going on to college or MATC, a job, working for a business, or they can start their own business because now they have some skills to work from.
And that's what it's all about. We had the Lieutenant Governor on the show, and she was talking about how many jobs are actually available and on this website, but the key is people having the skills to take on those jobs. So that's the most important thing and the first step to helping people really realize their potential and work their way out of poverty, like you said in the very beginning. So statistics show that nearly 750,000 Wisconsinites lived in poverty. And several weeks ago, the SDC hosted a summit on poverty at the Italian Community Center. And I mean, on social media, people were buzzing about it. People are still talking about this summit where you brought Dr. Joy DeGrew, who gave a 2.5-hour presentation on trauma that goes along with poverty. Talk more about that and what you were able to take away from that.
Well, you know, we started the process by asking the question, why is it that, first of all, we have poverty, why aren't we impacting it? We put a lot of money as a country into this issue of poverty. But for whatever reason, poverty continues to be creeping up, especially in Milwaukee and Wisconsin. So we said, okay, let's ask the question. We went through a process with about 25 community partners and used the process called the 5 whys and said, why? So it became obvious to us that it was beyond just, okay, we need to find you a job or we need to get you training and these things. There were some other issues that are impacting our efforts to try to help people move beyond poverty. So we identified Dr. DeGrew after I saw her actually when the NAACP brought her in a year ago, and she just became the obvious person to bring in for our summit. So she came in, she spoke about the historical, she's a sociologist, so she really talked about group dynamics and how the historical trauma of our country has effect on how we do things today, not only systemically, but individually. So it was a very, very enlightening conference. I think everybody walked away learning something new. She's a research-based scientist who brought a lot of real good information to us to help inform us on what things we need to do differently, or at least begin to plan to do differently, that will help us make our resources that we invest in helping people in poverty be more effective.
Well, it sounds like a win-win all the way around.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got your foundation that was established back in 2003, and actually you've got some signature events that people in the community look forward to each and every year. In the fall, you've got the Strike Out Poverty Bowling Fundraiser,
right.
And I love the name of that. It's perfect, Strike Out Poverty. And then you've got coming up in 2017, early next year, the Celebrity Chef. Talk about the foundation and how you implement these fundraisers.
Well, the foundation is a separate organization, a separate entity from SDC, or Social Development Commission. It was established because we're a not-for-profit quasi-government agency, so it's not an agency people see as an opportunity, especially individuals who might take advantages for giving. So we needed a organization who was out there that could really talk to what we do. And our name doesn't necessarily help. It sounds like we're a government agency. We're not, but we sound it. So the foundation was really there to really talk about what we do in a different way to people who are interested in helping with these issues on innovative ideas on really dealing with poverty in our community. And so a couple years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, the Social Development Foundation was created. We have a wonderful board that is constantly thinking about ways in which we can raise funds to help our programs, but also to help us with, we just moved on 17th and North. The building is beautiful. If you come inside, we really welcome anybody to come and walk in. We really did a nice job refurbishing the inside of the building, but we don't have windows.
Oh.
And so, for us, we had to use the money where the services were, but really to help our community have a different look, we need to put windows in the building. So the foundation is there to help us with those types of things, including, reaching out to people and say, look, our community needs help beyond government dollars to help deal with these issues of poverty.
Absolutely. So a lot of great things that you continue to do to help people on a daily basis. You've got your mental health, alcohol, and other drug addiction programs for young people age 18 to 24, and food services year-round. We're wrapping up the summer slowly but surely. Yes. I don't know if it's going slow, it's going really fast, but you continue to help individuals with the meal program when the summertime is here as well. So it's just really a breath of fresh air that you're able to really continue to do the great work that's been done since 1961.
Yeah, I think what we want people to know is we're an agency where you can walk in the door. Through our case managers, we do an assessment. We give you what you need, and we try to help you get what you need to be successful. And we don't have all those services, so we partner with a lot of our community agency partners. And together, we try to wrap around individuals and families and help them be successful.
That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for stopping by today.
Thank you.
George Hinton is the CEO of the Social Development Commission. And for more information on anything that we've discussed, you can log on to cr-sdc.org or call 414-906-2700. That is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.